Hello, and welcome to our cross-factor video. We're a cross-factor rambling video where today we're going to be rambling about our favorite Pokemon stuff, such as types and music and starters and all that good stuff.
Pretty much.
Just an intermission between our commentary from other video games and anime, so...
We come up with shit on the fly, people.
Shut up! Alright, so I guess we'll begin with starters. So, I'll go first, I guess. Favorite Generation 1 Pokemon, so we'll start with that one. My favorite would be Charmander. My reason for that is because, yeah, of course the first two gym leaders are a pain in the ass to deal with, but once you get into Charizard, he becomes really useful, like when it comes to like battle and outside of battle, because you can teach him how to use Fly, and then he has like really good moves to use.
I guess I'll go next. I guess my favorite Generation 1 starter would probably have to be Bulbasaur. Mostly for two reasons. Number one, it's a freaking like plant dinosaur. Why would you not love that? And number two, it's the first starter that I ever picked when I first started playing. Because my very first Pokemon game was Pokemon Leaf Green. So it was the very first Pokemon. Admittedly, I picked Bulbasaur because Venusaur was on the cover and I thought it looked cool. And basically ever since then, it's just been my favorite Gen 1 starter.
I never pictured the Bulbasaur family as a prehistoric animal until the third one. I took a second look and I was like, oh wait.
That's why I always categorized it as.
Would you consider, just a quick thing, would you consider the starter types like actual like based on prehistoric creatures, or?
Well, maybe Squirtle, not so much, but actually I would not really. Now that I think about it, not really. Because Charmander is just a chameleon. I mean, not a chameleon, a salamander. Squirtle's a turtle, and Bulbasaur is just like, I don't know, a dinosaur thing. I don't really know.
Alright, Joey's turn.
Okay, mine is probably Bulbasaur because I think grass types are pretty cool, and I don't know, I wanted to be kind of hipster too and not pick like the one everyone else picked. I still think Squirtle is pretty cool, rad too.
Okay. Well, Squirtle will be my second choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Alright, so Generation 2.
Well, Jerome, you went first, so last time, so you can go first this time.
Oh, sorry, I had to think about it for a second. My favorite Gen 2 Pokemon would be Totodile, because Totodile, especially when it turns into alligator, looks really badass. It's a freaking alligator will like wreck your shit up, and according to its description, if it goes on all fours, it becomes like twice as fast. So.
I guess for me, my favorite Gen 2 starter, as much flack as I'm probably going to get for this, it's probably going to have to be Meganium. Now, the reason why I like Meganium so much... I heard that laugh, by the way. The reason why I like Meganium so much is just because, well, I love its design the most out of all of the Gen 2 starters. Yeah, like I said, I'm very controversial. And also, I don't know, while its stats may not be the best, I just like, from a design standpoint, I just like it the best out of the three, so it always appealed to me the most.
Alright. And mine would probably be Cyndaquil because it was Gold was my first game and it was my first starter, so I have like some kind of like nostalgic goggles with it. And yeah.
One moment, guys. I have to step out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you do. Gen 2 was your favorite type then. I mean, it was your first game. So you did you ever play the Generation 1 at any point, or?
Yeah, I played it later on. But
oh, okay. Oh, is it the remake or like the actual original?
I think I played a little bit of the actual original, sorry. And then I played Fire Red shortly afterwards.
I actually never bothered with Fire Red because it was just Generation 1 all over again. Yeah, I know they do, when it came to remakes, they did do improvements and stuff on it, but Generation 1, it wasn't exactly my favorite generation anyway, so I didn't really bother.
That's the funny thing about that is it was the only generation I've completed the Pokédex in.
I never bothered with complete Pokédex. I just caught whatever I thought looked cool, and sometimes I'll train with them, and sometimes I might just leave them, forget about them.
Yeah, I only did because I was competing with a friend, so I thought, oh, I was gonna do it first. I had like a IRL rival or whatever, so I just decided to catch them all.
Honestly, I never got to do much multiplayer until I got to. I didn't really get to do much multiplayer until like around the DS times, because that's when the DS, had wireless multiplayer, and it was much easier rather than having to do a link cable.
Yeah.
And I only knew one friend. I only knew one friend that actually had a link cable, but he, I only knew him, but he didn't have Pokemon, so I didn't even get to like face against him on anything.
What game do you play with a link cable without Pokemon?
I know.
I'm back, by the way.
Oh, welcome back.
We just went into details about our first games, first Pokemon game.
All right. So what gen were we on now?
Gen 3.
Okay.
Gen 3, my favorite Pokemon is Trico.
Yay.
My reason for Trico is, funny thing is, I picked Trico because I accidentally picked him.
Oh.
I want to go with Torchic, and then I accidentally went over and picked Trico, and then I said, and then I just said, fuck it. This is the first time I actually picked a grass type, so you know what? I think I'll stick with Trico for now. And I wasn't disappointed. I actually had a fun time using Trico, especially when I learned Leaf Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leaf Blade is a pretty damn cool move.
Yeah, it became one of my strongest attacks. I think it has a high critical hit capability as well. So I just ended up relying on Trico to finish my opponents off. Except for the flying type, I had to keep away from that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And the fire type.
Well, that's a given.
But I can't remember, was Corphish Generation 2 or 3?
It was 3.
Yeah, because I did catch a Corphish to fight against a fire type. But anyway.
Yeah, for me, my favorite Gen... sorry. My favorite Gen 3 starter would most likely have to be Mudkip. Not just because of the meme, but because I legitimately like Mudkip. It was the first one that I ever picked. I thought to myself when I first started playing the game I was going to go with Trico originally, but then I decided to go with Mudkip because I just wanted to experiment, see what it was about, and it just became my favorite one. I was never much of a Torchic person. Sorry Blaziken fans, but no.
Okay. Joey, your turn.
Mine would probably be Mudkip as well. I would say I always thought Swampert was a badass and all that.
He is.
Oh yeah, true.
I did like how you learned Muddy Water. I think that was one of his. I think that's became his signature.
Yeah,
attack,
I love
actually.
that attack.
I didn't get to use Muddy Water until Gen 5.
Really?
Yeah, when I got Palpitoad, because you learned Muddy Water.
Oh.
So it's kind of weird though, because I also had to learn Surf. So it's kind of funny because you see like two different like recolors of the same attack.
Well, I mean, Muddy Water is basically just Surf, just slightly less powerful, but it has a chance, but it lowers their accuracy, I think.
Yeah. A funny story. That's actually how I won the Electric type gym in Gen 3. Well, not through Muddy Water, but through like Mud Slap. That'll be a story of another day, though.
All right, so on to Gen 4 then, Jerome.
Gen 4. Turtwig. If my second choice would probably be Chimchar, but I like Turtwig more because when he evolves to Torterra, like he becomes a really good Pokemon because it learns like two good moves, Earthquake and Wood Hammer.
Yeah, Wood Hammer's awesome.
So as soon as I learned those moves, yeah, I pretty much just wrecked almost every single gym I went through.
For me, my favorite Gen 4 starter, I'm gonna probably piggyback a bit off of what Jerome said, but Turtwig is probably my favorite, but Piplup is probably very close to being second. It's just, I always like Turtwig from a design standpoint, especially Torterra because it's a freaking land turtle with a tree on its back. Like, how do you not love that? And Piplup was always my favorite because, especially when it evolves into Empoleon, its dual type, since it's water and steel, makes it pretty awesome because it only has very few weaknesses, and it looks badass. So.
Hold on. So are you picking most of your starters through a visual standpoint, or?
Honestly, yes.
Well, I guess we'd all do that actually.
Yeah.
Until and then once they learn a really good move, then they become your go-to guy.
Pretty much.
All right, Joey's turn.
Okay, so mine would be Turtwig, and the reason being is when I entered 4th gen, I didn't know what any of the starters like final forms looked like or the second form, so I just picked out my favorite first form, like for the first evolution.
For nostalgic reasons.
No, I just picked my favorite like visual one out of the 3. So I picked Turtwig, so.
I think it's Turtwig though. It's not Turtwig.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yes, whatever. It's such a minor difference.
Oh no, the angry pronunciation people.
The angry prepubescent Pokemon fans are gonna come in our comments section.
It's Arceus, not Arceus.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry.
Put a K in it.
I'm sorry if you
Anyway.
say it that way. It doesn't matter, really.
It doesn't really matter. Just say
Joe.
it the way you want to say it.
Don't worry, Joe. You're too badass for them to say anything about you.
Yeah, if you screw with Joey, you screw with the rest of us.
Exactly. Especially Chad.
Chad will fuck you up.
Yeah.
And take
Yep.
your lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll count how many you've been with.
Alright, so I
Anyway.
guess we're on to Gen 5, right?
Yes.
Now this is the one I'm actually gonna have to sit out because I have not played Gen 5 like at all.
Well, Gen 5. Well, I think Gen 5 is a little more creative than Gen 6. I'll give it that. But I will say it right here and now. I got really sick and tired of firefighting at this point.
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why they did it for 3 generations, but it's really started getting annoying. I mean, if Blaziken, I didn't care much about. If Infernape, I did. But then when they got to Emboar, I just said, okay, enough of this. that's why I went with Oshawott. But when I got to Gen 5, because it's like I got really sick and tired of seeing firefighting. I mean, Snivy's okay, but I liked Oshawott's like final form when it turned to Samurott. Became a literal samurai, and then the Scout Shot literally became a sword.
I know I did say I would sit this one out, but if I'm just gonna comment completely like appearance-wise, Snivy.
Superior.
Yeah, superior. I just have an affection for snake-like Pokemon. Except Arbok, because Arbok sucks ass.
Seviper.
I like Seviper, but its stats aren't that good. But I like it from a visual standpoint.
You can use flamethrower, so.
That is very true. I
Fire-breathing
can use
snakes.
flamethrower.
Well, if I had to go with Serpent, like I like what's it called again? It evolves from I think it was called. Alright, you know what? I'll look it up, but then in the meantime, just go to the next.
Yeah, Joey.
Joey.
Oh, it would be superior because I always had a liking for snake Pokemon, same as Solandy, so there. I've always like Steelix. Well, Steelix is, you could say, is a sniper serpent or.
Well, it's like a metallic
Yeah.
snake.
Steel snake, because Onyx was a rock snake.
Tunnel snakes.
Electros. There we go.
Electros.
Electros. Electros is one of the best electric types there is. And for one of the good reasons why is because it learns levitate.
I did not know that. It learns levitate.
Yeah, it has its ability is levitate. So ground types, the only weakness against electric types is completely useless against it.
Well, now.
Unless they have Mold Breaker, but that's a
Yeah,
deal
unless they have
breaker.
Mold Breaker. But not many of them have that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, enough of Gen 5. On to
Gen 6.
6. Ooh, Gen 6.
I kind of share a love and hate relationship with Gen 6, but that's for another time.
Well, if I had to say anything about it, it's just the problem I have with Gen 6 is that to me, at that point, they're kind of running out of ideas.
Well, can you really blame them after having a series alive for this long? It's kind of be expected.
I know, but the amount, like a lot of the, I mean, why are the Pokemon motherfucking keys? Why are they keys?
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. While yes, some of the newer gens may have very stupid designs, don't forget that the original gens had just as stupid designs. May I please remind you that Voltorb and Electrode are just Pokeballs flipped upside down.
Well,
that is all.
I still find that more creative than keys.
I don't.
I think so, because like I get it. They're just doing a pun on a Pokeball, and the fact that this is the same things you use to to catch Pokemon, and I think it's just kind of ironic and kind of a dick move that they designed a Pokemon to look like a Pokeball, and for some reason, I think there's one. I think it's on the power plant area to go get Zapdos. The Pokeball, like some of the Pokeballs you can pick up are items. Some of them are Voltorbs.
Yeah, that is true. And I think one of them is an Electrode.
Yeah, that was piss. I was stupid too when I got to that Electrode as well. The first thing it did was self-destruct.
Wow.
I was like, fuck you. I had to revive it because it was my starter Pokemon too.
Well, anyway, I guess on to our actual starters. So, Jerome, you can go first.
Froakie.
Damn it, man.
It's a freaking ninja.
I know, but
hold on, does it become dual water dark or
it's water dark.
Okay, I thought it was water. For a second, I almost thought it was water ghost.
No, it's water dark.
Yeah, I like, because I'm surprised I don't use Greninja as a character in Smash, but I should probably practice with him. But anyway, I like the ninja aspect of it. It's just it's really badass.
Well, since Jerome took my pick, Greninja, Froakie was what I was going to say, but I guess my next in line would be Fennekin. The reason why I like Fennekin a lot is, well, it's a freaking fire fox, like literally a fire fox. And yes, I know Vulpix did it before, but still. And it's also the internet's favorite starter because, porn.
Oh my god.
Well, it gets a scepter in its final evolution, which I think is kind of odd.
The internet will find very, 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 shall I say, fuck, I forgot the word, but you know what I mean. The internet's going to find a way to use that phallically. That's all I'm going to say.
Rule 34.
It's already been drawn before it exists.
Alright, Joey's turn.
I kind of have a rant on this one, but it's still my favorite. It would be Fennekin, but I had a problem when Fennekin was released as second form, because I thought he was going to be like on 4 legs, and then he went on 2 legs, and I was like, I don't know, it's just none of the fire starters were 4 legs and 4-legged, or whatever you want to say. They were always standing up on 2 legs. So I thought, yes, hype, 4-legged fire type starter, but then he just got up on his 2 legs and said, fuck you. But I like Fennekin a lot. I think he's pretty
Nobody
cool.
likes Chespin.
Oh, you know what's ironic? Hold on, before we go on to that, you know what's ironic though? Duwa starts with on his 2 back legs, and then his final form he goes on all 4s.
Yeah, I noticed that actually.
Anyway, yeah, I'm looking at the second form for Fennekin. I think it's Breezin.
Yeah, Breaksin.
Breaksin. The fact, yeah, they managed to save themselves by putting the stick in its tail, but that's could have been his ass. Why?
Jerome, don't feed the people who are into
God.
it.
And then it gets his scepter in his final form.
Yeah, it gets the wand.
And way too many ear hairs.
The porn has already been drawn, Jerome.
Oh, anyway, yeah, no one really likes Chespin. To me, it's probably the least creative one of all the starters.
It's not so much creativity why I don't like it. It's just, well, okay. Let me say this. I like Chespin's design, but as it evolves, I like it less and less.
Yeah, Chespin, because I think his second form just gets like a cocoon or something.
Yeah, it starts
That's really
forming a shell, I
derpy.
believe.
In my opinion.
Yeah, it starts forming a shell around its body.
Cause I'm trying to look at it right now, but the thing's loading it's taking forever to load. But yeah, I did face against one of the rivals in the game, and how it fought the Chespin. I was like, wow, that looks really uninteresting. But yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. By Gen 6, they're being really on, I think the creativity started to like wear thin.
Yeah, I'd have to say so.
Especially like, first of all, they make keys and swords. It's like, huh.
Well, I don't mind so much the sword. I forgot what its name is, but I don't mind that one so much.
But then the coffin was more creative.
Yeah, I'd still say so. Yeah.
And a chandelier too.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we're like getting way off topic. I don't think we have the time to fit, like, this video is already like at least at the 20-minute mark. I don't think we have time to fit in all of this discussion, so we'll probably have to save that for like a separate video.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks for listening to these random cross-factor rambles. Don't actually watch the video, just keep it as background noise. But anyway, we'll see you guys whenever we decide to put up something more interesting.